Shedeur was fantastic last night. I'm rooting for him to succeed in the NFL, but this is a little too much here, right? This is just a little too much. Last night after the game, Nike drops an ad, only a matter of time, with the caption, "When you get your opportunity, create your next one."
Nike just dropped Shedeur Sanders' logo, and the whole internet went absolutely wild with hype. Sales didn't just climb, they shot off like fireworks, moving quicker than Shedeur breaking ankles on the field. People were scooping up Nike gear like it was the last oxygen tank left, and suddenly the Shedeur Effect looked more addictive than caffeine itself. On Monday morning, forget Wall Street. Shedeur's merch table turned into the new stock market, and everybody was buying in like it was the only ticket to survival. This wasn't marketing. This was a hostile takeover of culture. The second that logo hit the internet, you could almost hear wallets snapping open coast to coast. Nike didn't just drop a logo, they dropped a bomb that shook sneakerheads, football fans, and hype beasts into a frenzy. The Shedeur Sanders emblem appeared, and folks started acting like breathing was optional, but owning that t-shirt was mandatory. This wasn't a product launch, it was a full-blown national emergency, and the only cure was loading up your cart before the merch sold out.
Sanders for MVP already. Now, let me not take it too far, but it's another example of how quick and fast Nike is with their marketing. Perfect. Shedeur is the perfect athlete to work with. He's unique. He sticks to himself and his family for the most part. He's marketable. He's charismatic. He smiles. All of the above. And Nike is so quick with the timing. They say only a matter of time. Come on, man. I told y'all.
And let's be real, Nike doesn't waste energy on experiments. They don't just toss swooshes around like confetti at a block party. If you see the machine heating up, it means they smell something big. And in this case, it ain't just money, it's billions wrapped in polyester, ready to fly off shelves. Nike saw Shedeur Sanders and said, "Why wait for the NFL to put a crown on him when we can crown him right now and let the cash printers overheat in the process?" And wow, those money printers went into full meltdown within hours. Nike's servers looked like they were stuck in the Stone Age, glitching like an old Windows 95 computer being forced to stream the Super Bowl live. Fans were refreshing carts nonstop, websites crashing, forums exploding into chaos. It felt like the sneaker apocalypse had officially arrived. Only this time, it wasn't Jordan's sparking madness. It was Shedeur's logo, freshly stamped across hoodies, hats, and tees. But let's be real, nobody should be shocked. Nike runs plays smoother than an NFL 2-minute drill. Step 1, spot a generational figure dripping with charisma. Step 2, slap a logo on them. Something simple enough to ink on your arm, but bold enough to scream iconic. Step 3, kick back and watch the world lose its self-control like kids in a candy store. It worked for Jordan, it worked for LeBron, it even halfway worked for Kyrie before, well, you know how that story went. Now Shedeur is the latest name being crowned in the swoosh kingdom, and the rollout was pure royalty. Nike didn't just launch a logo, they staged a coronation, a full ceremony to declare Shedeur as their next empire builder.
Yeah, we playing that shallow. Yeah. Which one? Which one my daddy cleat should I wear? 93s, 96s. I don't know. Decision.
Forget waiting for him to grind years in the NFL. Forget waiting on championships. Nike said, "We don't care what history books say. This kid prints money right now." And print it did. Nike's stock didn't just climb, it pole vaulted, flipping shareholders into pure ecstasy like they just struck oil in their backyard. And trust me, the math behind it is comedy gold. One fan bragged they had to outbid 3 different people just to grab a cap, and suddenly that cap looked like it could cover rent for the month. That's how wild the demand is right now. And here's the kicker, not even everyone buying Shedeur gear cares about football. Half these folks couldn't tell you the difference between a safety blitz and a car insurance premium, but it doesn't matter. What they see isn't just sports, it's swagger. That Shedeur logo ain't just clothing, it's straight up social currency. It's the difference between your selfie pulling 40 likes or blowing up with 400. That's the Shedeur Effect in action, turning casual fans into full-blown hype disciples. College kids are flexing the gear in class like it's a royal badge. High schoolers are hounding their parents like it's a life or death mission to cop it before it's gone forever. Sneakerheads, say no more. They're locked in. Athletes are rocking it, hip-hop is co-signing it, fashion blogs are gassing it up, and even those Twitter trolls who hate on everything had to admit, yeah, this is fire, while secretly sliding it into their carts. The ripple is so massive that Shedeur isn't just a quarterback anymore, he's a full-blown movement. Think about it. Most rookie quarterbacks are lucky to score a deodorant deal or a Gatorade ad about staying fresh in the fourth quarter. Shedeur, he just rewrote the playbook. Shedeur isn't just being branded as a football star, he's being packaged like a global ambassador of swagger. Forget highlight reels on ESPN. This is straight up lifestyle domination. But with every tidal wave that shakes culture, you already know what comes next. The backlash. Critics always crawl out like weeds after a storm, arms crossed, voices shaking, saying he hasn't even played a single down in the NFL yet. They whine that it's too early to compare him to Jordan. But let's be real, these are the same doubters who swore Amazon would never kill bookstores, and look where they're at now. Still crying about it. Here's the truth. This ain't about stats. Nike doesn't gamble. This was a precision strike. The swoosh empire doesn't roll dice on rookies. They sign athletes they already know will explode.
Pro-ready quarterback since Andrew Luck, and people get fixated on that, but let me explain what pro-ready means in my eyes. We're talking about touch timing, anticipation, battle tested, took over 2 downtrodden programs at Jackson State, didn't lose a conference game there, goes to Colorado. They hadn't won a game the previous year, or one game, I believe, and then they go 4-8 his first year, and they were in a lot of games, one-score games, but defense failed them late. And then this year they go 9-4.
And with Shedeur, they saw it all. Deion's DNA, the media savvy, that Gen Z brain wired for viral trends, the charisma that makes TikTok melt, and real football chops that scouts can't ignore. That blend, rarer than Browns fans being happy with their quarterback. And that's exactly why Shedeur isn't like the rest. Plenty of players snagged endorsement deals, but most flopped harder than a fish on dry pavement. Why? No charisma, no cultural pull, no staying power. And here's the bottom line. You can't fake swagger. Either you've got it or you're begging Nike to extend your deal while your merch gathers dust at outlet stores. Shedeur doesn't just have swagger, he radiates it like Wi-Fi, connecting culture from every angle. That's the Shedeur Effect. Generational power, merging Deion's legendary legacy with TikTok trends, Instagram clout, and viral highlights that keep him everywhere at once. His ain't just football, it's fashion, it's heritage, but it's also pure hype. And that's where the critics keep getting lost. They think people care about waiting 10 years to stamp greatness in the record books. Wrong. Culture doesn't move on NFL time, it moves at TikTok speed. Shedeur isn't the future, he's the right now. And the Shedeur Effect? Oh, it's real. Nike didn't just crown him, they handed him the keys to a cultural empire and sat back while receipts stacked up like skyscrapers. Unless you've been hiding under a rock with no Wi-Fi, you've watched this unfold in real time. The logo dropped, sales went nuclear, critics panicked, and fans proved the only currency that matters in 2025 is hype. The funniest part? Watching culture itself bend around Shedeur like he's the gravitational pull of cool. One minute your feed is full of cats falling off tables, people arguing about pineapple on pizza, or brawls in Walmart aisles. Then suddenly, it's wall-to-wall Shedeur logos everywhere. On the surface, it might look like just another sports merch launch, but the truth is deeper. This thing has the power to infiltrate every corner of youth culture and fashion.
$150 million in rookie jersey sales for Shedeur Sanders, which means he's going to commission $14 million. He only made $4.6 million from his rookie contract. So he's already made more than most second, third, whatever rounders. This is a sign for anybody out there that feels like they've been done wrong. You are always going to end up on the right side if you are a good person. Shedeur has been doing nothing but keeping quiet, working, minding his business, driving the speed limit hopefully, and doing everything he needs to do to prepare.
Influencers are styling it with designer fits. Sneakerheads are treating it like a grail drop. College kids are rocking it at frat parties like it's a VIP wristband. And parents, they're sneaking in purchases for themselves while pretending it's for the kids. Shedeur isn't just selling merch, he's selling belonging, and people are buying it like their identity depends on it. But you already know nothing in sports culture ever breathes without drama. Enter the critics, the joyless crew clutching pearls at the first sign of fun. They flood comment sections, chanting the same tired line, "He hasn't proven anything yet. Nike's rushing it. Please." These are the same people who once called smartphones a fad, and now they're camping outside Apple stores, pretending they never said it. Meanwhile, the irony is rich. Imagine being the exec who greenlit this logo drop. That guy's strutting into the office like he just hit Powerball, sipping overpriced lattes while interns practically scatter rose petals on the carpet. Forget stock options, crown this man. And don't even get me started on the resale game. It's its own comedy special. Within days, Shedeur's gear was flipping for ridiculous markups. Somebody listed a hat for triple the retail price, and people actually caved. Same cotton, same stitching, same swoosh, but now it's the golden ticket to bragging rights. Kids are treating a Shedeur hoodie like it's the Tesla of fashion statements. Parents are out here stressing their wallets, dropping rent money on caps that'll eventually end up tossed in the laundry next to lonely socks. That's the madness of it all, because Shedeur gear isn't just battling sports merch anymore. It's going toe-to-toe with streetwear giants. This isn't about team spirit, it's about flexing status. And in 2025, flex sells faster than touchdowns. Shedeur's brand is already stepping into territory once ruled by Supreme drops and Yeezy launches. And that's insane when you really think about it. Most athletes dream of just getting their jersey into mainstream fashion rotation. Shedeur skipped all that. He turned his logo into a hype beast accessory overnight. When fashion blogs start ranking his emblem next to Off-White and Balenciaga, it's clear Nike didn't just drop a product, they staged a full-on cultural invasion. And the reach? Straight staggering. Rappers are name-dropping the logo in bars. Influencers are flexing it in fit-check videos. Teenagers are begging for it like it's bottled water in the desert. Now, skeptics love to ask, what if Shedeur flops in the NFL? Here's the hilarious part. It doesn't even matter. The Shedeur Effect has already broken free from football. Even if he never throws another pass, the brand is alive, thriving, and cashing out. This whole thing isn't about touchdowns. It's about image, aura, and the power of being tied to the new, the bold, the viral. Worst case, Shedeur becomes an untouchable swagger icon. Best case, he crushes the NFL and his logo evolves into the next Jumpman. Either way, Nike wins. And fans, they win too, because they get to say they rode the wave first. Picture being the kid who bought Jordan's first sneakers before the world realized they'd become legendary. That's exactly how Shedeur's fans feel today. They're not just copping hoodies, they're buying stock in cultural history. 20 years from now, when family reunions hit, that dusty Shedeur cap is gonna be the ultimate bragging right. He's Dion's son, so the swagger, that's straight up hereditary. He talks like he's been media trained since diapers, and his highlight reels are the kind of instant gratification content Gen Z devours like drive-through fast food. Nike didn't just sign an athlete, they signed a walking, talking, one-man content factory. And that's where the critics keep fumbling the bag. They're out here grading Shedeur like he's a midterm exam, checking boxes for stats and records. But culture doesn't work like that anymore. Culture is vibes. Culture is aesthetic. Culture is about who runs the algorithm. And right now, the algorithm bends the knee to Shedeur. This is exactly what makes the skeptics squirm. They're still stuck in the old era where athletes had to stack championships just to be icons. They still think performance alone fuels branding, but that's outdated. The new economy runs on influence, and in 2025, influence is king.
My kids, all of them, and I prepared my kids for any and everything that could possibly happen in life and in sports. That's part of fathering, that's part of parenting, that's part of having a relationship. So he is mentally where he needs to be, physically where he needs to be.
Winning helps, sure, but being viral, stylish, and untouchable, that's the real crown. And Shedeur, influence literally drips out of his pores. He could post a clip of himself just tying his shoelaces and it would still pull 1 million likes. That's not hype, that's raw power. Zoom out and you see it. The Shedeur Effect isn't just Nike moving product, it's a full-blown shift in how star power is measured. It's no longer about waiting for history to validate you. It's about rewriting the rules in real time while the world scrolls and watches. It's about seizing the moment, owning the narrative, and cashing in on the spotlight while it's hot. The critics can roll their eyes all they want, but watch, they'll be rocking the merch soon enough. That's always the cycle. First they laugh, then they complain, and then quietly they hit add to cart. By the time the NFL even gets around to debating Shedeur's potential, he's already claimed the culture as his territory. And that's what makes this whole saga hilarious, fascinating, and flat out unstoppable. Shedeur isn't just playing the game, he's rewriting it in real time. So drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, share this with your crew, and make sure you subscribe, because the next wave of this story is coming and you don't want to miss it.